This story time speaks to a couple of things. This speaks to the kind of jealousy that can happen when a spouse or significant other suddenly becomes successful in her career. And, we have this discourse that you could just get with any type of man. It doesn't matter. He could be a bus driver. And then, just everybody just work together. That is simply not reality because a lot of these men can simply be jealous of your success. The next thing is narcissism. Now, I know I've been pulling out this narcissism cycle graphic, but many of the things that I'm seeing when I'm reading these story times, it's like, aha, that's step number one. Aha, that's step number two. And it speaks to me. And we're going to continue to highlight these things as more and more women continue to share their story times. Now let's get into this. This woman says, I've only spoken to one person in my personal life about this and posted it in a pregnancy support group. I didn't go too deep because I'm still processing. I've known my husband for the better part of 20 years. We've been off and on for 10. We're nearing our 40s and we each have a child that we brought from previous relationships. His is almost his is almost an adult and lives in another state. Mine is school age and lives in our household. Things started to fall apart this year when my career took off. I took a pay cut last year to take a position with a company with greater opportunities. That move paid off this year. I was promoted twice and ended up doubling my salary. At first, he acted supportive, but over the past few months, it's like he resents me. My role requires that I do a lot of networking, attend events to represent the company I work for. I'm photographed a lot and recently participated in a video shoot to support a work project that I'm involved in. I want to go back up to this yellow part. This woman is now succeeding in her job. She's making more money. She has a bigger role and she is more visible. So we're going to come back to that in a minute. Just keep that in mind. Okay, she says, it's been fun for me, but also challenging because I'm used to playing the background. And with this role, I'm out in front a lot. But my work life balance has improved. I only work in the office 3 days per week, and I'm usually home by 5. There are exceptions, but of course, these instances are few and far between. I notice when I'm getting ready for an on day, which usually includes me dressing up a bit more and wearing makeup, he questions why I'm doing it. It's the professional image I choose to present as part of my growing personal brand. And when he insinuates that I'm doing it for anything other than that, it hurts my feelings, leaves me feeling disrespected, and makes me second guess myself. So this is the whole projecting thing. There's also been an uptick in his complaints about male attention I receive in public when we're together. While I don't believe I'm ugly, I also don't believe I'm a head turner of that level and don't tend to notice because I don't care. I asked him what he'd like me to do since I can't control the eyes and behaviors of grown people. There's a whole lot more, but I don't want to make this too long before I get to the important part. We found out early in November that I'm pregnant, and he showed his entire black butt, accused me of things I couldn't believe. I feel robbed of what could have been positive memories of the day I found out I was pregnant with this child, and I'll never get that day back or be able to redo it and embrace the feelings of joy and happiness. He ruined it for me. Y'all, this is like the narcissist ruining people's birthdays. Okay, because of the baby and his relationship with my oldest child, I gave him another chance and tried to make it work. We had our first OB appointment last week, and once again, he robbed me of the happiness of that day. When we got home from the appointment, he was moping around, and when I finally asked him what was wrong, he again accused me of terrible things. We argued like never before, and just when I thought he couldn't outdo himself, he told me that the baby isn't his. The words felt like a slap. I've never been violent towards a partner, but that night I was. I lost it. I regret it now, but mainly because something could have happened to the baby during the altercation, and I allowed him to be a trigger for my anger. He has since backtracked and said he knows the baby is his. I just thanked him for his apology and stared at him. This past weekend, we decided to separate. He slept on the couch for a few days. Then we agreed that he'd move out. His things are still here, but he is not. He asked about a divorce, and right now, I just don't have the mental energy to fill out the paperwork. And with me being pregnant, I don't think they'll finalize it anyway until the baby is here. I'll figure it out in the new year. I do not know what to feel. Once my career started to take off, I abandoned the thoughts of more children. He wanted another baby, and now that it's on its way, he acts like this. If he was ready to part ways, we could have discussed it and peacefully made a plan to do so. It didn't have to be like this. It's like he wanted the responsibility until it became real. Now he's running away. Financially, we'll be fine. Mentally and emotionally might take a little while. This is not what I pictured for introducing a new life, but this is our reality. I'm doing my best to focus on the positive, manifesting a healthy pregnancy and baby, and being thankful for what I do have, but it's hard. I'm trying not to cry or be overcome with emotion because I don't know how that impacts the baby. I just feel effed over, honestly. And I'm the one that has to deal with the damage and fallout all by myself. So I'm back to the narcissistic abuse cycle. We're going to go over to this pink section that says number 2, devalue. Admiration ceases to exist and is replaced by verbal and emotional abuse. This phase is characterized by cruel, degrading, and condescending remarks, often disguised as jokes and sarcasms. Victims are confused, doubt themselves, and develop low self esteem. I hope she hasn't developed low self-esteem yet, but the comments about men looking at her, the issues, the seeming jealousy about her dressing up to go to work, and now she's moved from the background to the foreground because of her job and her role. So now he has to bring her down 2 to 3 notches so that he can have her back where he wants her to be. Talking to her and saying that the baby wasn't his is also part of the cruelty, the emotional and mental anguish that goes along with that, knowing, you've been with this person only, and supposed to be happy. And this goes back to those whole things that narcissists do where they just want to put water on your fire. They want to dampen your happiness. And like she said, he wanted this baby. But now that the baby is real, this is what he does. So then we move into number 3, the discard phase. Now they are separated. Now they're talking about divorce. Why? What is the point of this? So now, he is not, big dog. Now she's making money. They are practically equal, I guess. And he can't take it because some of these people are not able to exist when they are not, lording over somebody, when they don't have all of the control. So now he's at the discard phase. This is where the victim's usefulness to the abuser has ceased. The abuser has found a new supply. I don't know if he's found a new supply or not. That's neither here nor there. But this person, this woman that's telling the story time has now been discarded. And now she's left to pick up the pieces. So that is the reason why this cycle, I keep seeing it in these story times that I'm getting. The constant berating women, trying to bring them down. If they start to get a little, start feeling themselves a little bit, we got to bring them down 2 to 3 notches. These women with these big heads, they can't be controlled. They got too much confidence. Their self-esteem is too high. We got to pull them down. So you guys, if you, if I missed something in that story time, go ahead and point it out. For the lady that has sent me the story time, I wish you all the best. I know that pregnancy hormones will have your emotions all over the place. And you're right, it's absolutely not that great for the baby to feel that. So you have got to get to a place where you can center yourself, meditate, keep him at bay, or as much as you can outside of giving him the updates on the baby if you so choose to. And definitely best of luck to you. All right, you guys, this is that story time. Go ahead and weigh in. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.